Hey, word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. Put nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start, send me the house shake. Nigga sweeter than a pound cake. Eyes on your chin, better watch what your mouth say. Ain't with the footballs, got a nigga tripping. Fuck it, nigga keep sipping. AK, the beam on it. Clip sold on like a lean on it. My nigga like behind ball. Move 100 pounds for a nigga beat the charge. Jack down, and it play muscle. If a nigga try to rob, fucking hit him with no. Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. They don't want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. 100 bands on your head, get the job done. Throw it up, nigga, where you from? Whole hood hot, cause your nigga hitting licks. Ain't made a meal yet, but he still nigga rich. Stick on my stick on. How you want it, nigga? Full of the semi. Looking for the cash, searching for the bag. Young nigga wildin', throwing up flag. Shooters on the roof with a scope. Money they gon' treat you like the Pope. Keep me in the post.
Hello. What is going on? Hi, people. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I am like in such a good mood today. I'm so happy to see y'all today. I can't remember the last time I went live, but I feel like it's been a minute. What's good? Come on in here. Y'all heard the siren. Step in and hit that like button before I find your ass. What is good? Now we are gonna like get into this movie. Not too much. Like if y'all watch the breakdown, I tried to review and get into what's love got to do with it to the best of my ability. Like I didn't want to go too far, but I didn't want to do not enough because I feel like it's been talked about a whole lot, like into the ground. Like when you guys give me something like, oh, what's love got to do with it, or like a baby boy, or like stuff that is on here a lot, I'd be like, well, damn, how can I talk about this movie and try to do something different? I just feel like we all be regurgitating some of the same stuff. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am going to read some of you guys' comments and say what's up, and then hopefully we can bring our guest out. Let me see how you guys are doing, what you have to say. If you guys caught the live premiere of What's Love Got to Do with It, let me know if you were a part of the sing-along, because I was here. It wasn't really just too much of a review as it was a sing-along. It was like low-key 50-50. But please let me know if you guys can hear me, if it sounds clear, making sure everything's good, and then we can get started. Let's see. Oh, hey, let's see. This, my movie. Can't wait. Man, I've been seeing it a lot. Like, this was never like my movie. I think as an adult, it like slowly started not to like so much become my movie because it's like, it's violent. This movie is really violent. It's like we have our moments to breathe during, the performances and the songs. But outside of that, it's just like whoop ass. I can't take too much whoop ass, but it's nice. Hey, hello, verbally non-verbal. I saw you there doing the live. Thank you so much for coming on over here. Thank you. Let's see. Happy Monday. Happy every day to all you guys. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna go live again, but I'm gonna try to I'm trying to, get my schedule and stuff together. Let's see. Hey, hello. I thought that said Chris Brown. I was finna sing some Chris Brown and it ain't even what it say. Let's see. Hey there. Hello. I gotta say your whole name. Monique 69 Ways Johnson. You gotta say the whole thing. It's just a requirement. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. Hello. Hey, Sherry. Hi. If you did not, of course, thank you guys for being here. If you just so happen to not have caught the live premiere of What's Love Got to Do with It, stay here. Don't leave. Do not leave. Be sure to, get into this with us, but also be sure to go back and, run that back and be a part of my sing-along, because that's all that video was. It was facts and sing-along. Hey, everyone. Hello, Brittany Moss. Thank you for being here. See, hey again. Tamika's Den is back. She was there at the live. Thank you so much for swinging on by, Tamika. See, hello. You have been supporting me heavy. Like every time I go and I look and I see like a $2 super chat or super thanks or whatever those things are, I don't know, but I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for that. I see you. I stay seeing you. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. I can hear you. Thank you. Good. Let's see. The singing was everything. Yeah, I be trying to sing. It's y'all fault. I blame y'all. I don't be hopping on here thinking I know how to sing. I was just like, you know what? I just want it to be different in my videos, and y'all try to pipe me up. Like All right. Thank y'all. y'all stay popping me up to sing some more. Hello, Joseph. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully, you guys have hit that like button, and I am just so eager and ready to bring out my guests. Like, first of all, I'm gonna go and put the link in there now before I bring her out, because I know how y'all be doing outside. Y'all be seeing stuff and oh, they cute or whatever. Then y'all don't go check out their channel like content. I'm putting the link in the chat right now. So, of course, if you like what she has to say and you like what she does over there on her platform, you can take your ass over there and support, because that's what we need to do. We need to support each other. But I am so interested to hear and listen to what she has to say about this movie. Oh, hold up. Pretty boy Will, are you here? Pretty boy Will, I hope you were there for that live. I know you that's the movie that you requested. Let's see. I didn't get to watch it. I was asleep. Oh, but I know you did a great job. I'm going to request another one. Thank you so much. Please let me know when you watch it and if you enjoyed the video. I always try to seek out you guys, because a lot of you, for future references, a lot of you that pay for videos and content, depending on your icon, or I can never place your face sometime, and you guys don't come underneath the video and say anything. If you support me in that way enough to pay for a video, please let yourself be known. Like, I be dying sometimes. I'm like, I don't even know who this is. Y'all didn't say nothing. Ain't nobody told me nothing. Please let yourself be known. Like, Pretty Boy Will here. Thank you so much for this request, and I hope you like the discussion here. Back to me bringing out my guest. I cannot wait to hear what she has to say about this movie. Now, the channel is just let's see, just call me EJ, but I be wanting to call the channel EJ TV Junkie. But I would love to bring her out now. Y'all, please show her some love. How are you doing, Miss EJ?
How are
Thank you
you?
so much. I'm fine. Thank you for being here.
Good, good. I'm glad to be here. It's exciting.
Yeah, I'm loving the hat. It's
Thank you.
cute.
I love my hats.
I'm gonna have to go, like, because I could have sworn, I was like, is this just so the channel is just call me EJ and it's not like
Yeah.
EJ TV Junkie?
Well, see, I rebranded it. So it was just call me EJ, but everybody knew it as just call me EJ. So when I changed it to EJ the TV Junkie, I kept the at just call me EJ so that people would be,
Well, thank you for being here either way. Like, I cannot wait to get to know you, because this is like, I feel like I've interacted with you like a little bit, but I don't really like have like an in-depth like conversation to know anything about you or about your channel. So I would love to just, get to know you a little bit before we jump into, the whoop ass, as I like to call it. I can add a man, all those other good things. But
Okay, eat the cake.
yeah, oh God. But I would love to know when and like why did you start your channel in the first place?
Yeah, so honestly, I started my channel because, well, I was trying to start a podcast. That's how it all started. And I was actually interested in doing old school movies. And then I actually saw your channel and I was like, okay, well, she does, a lot of throwback movies. I was like, maybe I'm gonna do something different. And then I started doing like a few movie reviews because I was like, this podcast thing just ain't working out. Like it's a slow roll, like it's a real slow roll. So I was like, let me just try YouTube for a second. So I just jumped on YouTube and started talking about a couple of movies. Then I realized that I wasn't a critic because I like almost everything. And I was like, man, I'm not really a critic. So I was like, let me just talk about stuff that I watch. And so then I just started doing recaps over stuff that I like. And that's kind of how it came about.
I don't ever think about that. Like, am I a critic? I just feel like I just talk. Because I don't like approach stuff in a movie critic type of way. I tried to do that when I first started and it wasn't working for me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk in these videos into my subs. Like, I talk to my friends and my family when we're discussing movies. And I think that's why they gravitate to it, because I was trying to be formulaic and be like a critic. That wasn't working.
Yeah.
That was not working. But how long have you had your channel?
I started my channel March of last year. So
Really?
a little over a year. Mm-hmm.
I swear I thought you were here longer than that.
Mm-mm,
Were you
no.
coming on to like guest on anybody's channel and you just didn't have you just got here?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, the more you know. See, this is why I want to have this conversation. And what is your favorite thing about YouTube so far?
No, I never expected to go live. And when I did actually start going live, I just like the interaction with people. Like I love seeing people like put my name in the chat when they be like, "Hey, EJ," because funny story, and I'm just gonna go up just a little bit off track, but funny story is that I didn't have a nickname when I was younger. And so my last name it didn't really work out. But then I got married and I decided that now I can have a nickname because his last name started with a J. And then I was like, I'm just gonna call myself EJ. And that's where my name called from, is literally a play on words because I was trying to get people to call me EJ.
Oh wow! So you like the lives and the streaming? Like this is your favorite? What? I can't stand. I mean, I love y'all, but I can't stand this.
I didn't at first. I
Oh
didn't
man.
at first, but I grew to like it. I like the interaction with the people and the conversations. I like panel ones. I can't do the solo ones because I feel like I'm not engaging or something. I don't know. It's just weird to talk to yourself.
See, I feel like I do better solo. Like it took me a minute to get into solo, but now that I've done it solo and I've engaged, like what we're doing now, I feel like I do better solo than trying to, because I do my video solo. So I just feel like that's where my little comfort zone is, because I'm like, oh Lord, am I talking too much? Am I over talking to the person? I get to overthinking stuff. Child. I just I be doing the most. I see some people in the chat saying what's up with you. Hello, Vacay JTV. Thank
Hey,
you for being here.
Vacay.
EJ, what's up, sis?
That's the big brother right there, the big homie.
And what I would like, what is like your favorite thing about YouTube? And then, well, no, you said that was streaming, which is like shocking to me because I didn't. Okay, that's wonderful. What do you not like about YouTube?
Oh man, it is a slow burn as well. I don't know, it's the algorithm. I don't understand it. Like I don't get any of that. So that's probably like the worst thing ever. And I also just sometimes, I mean, just keeping it real, I don't like it when people don't read. Like if my video says let's talk about it, that mean I'm gonna talk about it. That don't mean I'm gonna have a clip. That don't mean come up in these comments acting crazy. That part I don't like.
I think we all have that problem. Like I don't know well, I know what the algorithm wants. It's not me. It's not me. Like it's very slow. I just thought I got on here with the ambition of, if you build it, there will come. Like if I just do my best on here and
That part.
give things on the regular and try to, learn how to edit and learn how to do this and that. And as long as I'm bettering myself as a content creator, my platform should naturally grow. Hell no.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I thought
No.
too.
No, that is not how this works. And just for anybody, it's like you have to truly have a passion to, or just any type of desire to want to do this, or you are not gonna make it.
Exactly.
You're not gonna make it. Do you have lastly, like, do you have any tips for anybody who would like to start anything? I'll just say YouTube in general, like just to be a content creator at all. Do you have any tips for anybody trying to hop on this platform?
Oh yeah, for sure. What I would say is to be consistent. I know it's cliche and people say it all the time, but it truly is the key to growing. A little, it's just the key to growing, period. You have to be consistent, you have to be engaging, and you have to be yourself. Like I don't come on here and try to be anybody else but me. If you don't like me saying your girl, your boy, none of that type of stuff, I'm okay with that. But that's my personality and that's who I am. So I'm always going to be who I am. And that's the number one thing you have to do. People can read through fake and they don't like fake. They want you to be real with them. Even if you're not likable, at least you're being real, because you're going to find some people who are going to like your unlikability. They're going to be like, oh, I like that they not likable. So
Where
that
were
was just
you
my
when I
message.
started? Where you was at when I started and I was trying to be somebody else? Because I didn't get that conversation like out the gate. I swear I was trying so hard because I'm not a super social, like I can, talk to my peoples all day, but like a friendly person, like engaging, I'm not that type of person. So I was like, oh, this is working for this person on this platform over here. Their channel's doing well. Let me try to emulate and do what everybody else is doing. And then I should grow because they clearly like this. And it was like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not being myself. This isn't working. Let me try to do something else. But you learned all of that your first year?
Mhm. I figured it out real quick. And then I did reach out to one person when I first started, I was like, I need to see if this channel is any good. Is somebody going to watch it? So I actually reached out to Lamont and I was like, hey, can you just look at my channel real quick and just tell me what you think? And he looked at it. He was like, just keep going, just keep going. And then he was like, maybe reach out to one of my girls that I do stuff with. But at that time, I hadn't reached 1,000 subscribers and I felt the type of way about reaching out to anyone. So I was like, let me try to get these 1,000 subscribers first and then I'll reach out. So then when I reached out to Moochie, and she kind of introduced me to this streaming world and she just made me feel more comfortable. And so when I started to like actually meet people, because then I would meet Tamika's Den, who has been like a huge, she'd be going hard, you know what I'm saying? And then I just met other people, and I don't know, that just kind of keeps you going, especially when it's something that you really, really enjoy and you love. You gotta have a strong like for this for sure. Otherwise you'll burn out and you won't go. But yeah, I learned that all pretty early on. Just be yourself. Everybody that I rock with, they seem to be very authentic and they themselves. And it don't matter if you grow slow or fast. I mean, at the end of the day, you being yourself, you like it, you gonna grow. Your people gonna find you.
I don't want to grow slow.
Me neither.
I never hurry your ass up. Like, oh, I see Mike Has Bad Knees give you a comment down here. Over 5K subs in a year is good growth. Absolutely. Like, chow. Let's see. There are a lot of channels that don't see any of that progress. Yeah, Mike Has Bad Knees. I just always, and that is like, I don't know what I had that first year. I think by the time the first year was out, I had just like maybe got my first like 3,000 subs, or, so like that. But everybody always tells me like, oh, you're doing good. Like that channel, like, what are you complaining about? Like everything. if I just thought that I ever hopped on here and I was just, half-assing it, or I didn't take this seriously, then I would like, you know what? Hey, if I get subs, I get subs. If I don't, I don't. I'm not worried about the growth, but I be going hard, y'all.
Yeah,
I be really, thank you. I really be on here, working hard, and that's not even including like the edits and all the other stuff that I try to do. Like, so I just have a desire just to be seen a little bit more. But I'm just so thankful for everybody who has found me so far, because EJ is not lying. It's hard. Sometimes you have, really quick, rapid growth, because you'll see some people like, damn, what they doing over there? What's happening? And sometimes, it's slow. It's like all about your own little personal race and everything. But I love all that you had to say. And I also love you, Moochie, and all of you guys linking up together, because I didn't see any of that when I got started. I don't know where I was. I didn't do any homework on YouTube or reach out to anybody. I just hopped my ass on here. Like, oh. And then the one person I actually reached out to, they were like, nah, you watch somebody's persona, like, especially if you've been subscribed to them over like for years, and like, oh, of course this is, has to be a genuine person. Like, they wouldn't mind if I reached out and, inquired about some things or asked for a little help. Like, what should I do next? I ain't get no type of response that I thought I was gonna get. So I was like, oh, that's the last time I'm ever reaching out to a single soul. I'm gonna focus on myself and building up my platform, and that's what I've been trying to do. But I noticed you guys working together and working with Lamont. I just felt like that was so awesome. And then just all of you, like, all you Black women all together. I was like, I need to have them on now that I'm actually going live.
Yes, I'm glad to be here. Yeah, you definitely got to have the rest of the crew on. Pretty Girl Loves Trap. I don't know if you've ever seen her content, but she's great. You already worked with Nita, but all of those girls have been great. And there's no cattiness about it. Like, everybody's just true love. It's genuine. So I love it over there.
Yeah, I'm EJ, honestly, I was scared, because the most cattiness that I got, it came from other female content creators who I thought it would be like, oh, it's gonna be warm and fuzzy because we all, striving for the same thing. And I was like, oh, it's not that? Oh, girl, you ain't gotta tell me nothing. You can tell me, anything that looks like it only like takes me one time to learn what I feel like the person is. So I was like, you know what, before I get pushed back ever again from anybody when I just simply ask this, that, and X, Y, and Z, let me just figure it all out by myself. And that's what I've been doing so far. It's been working so far.
You're doing an amazing job. I've watched your content for a while. So just so you know, I am definitely a fan. I have watched your content for a while. I've been looking at your content, and it's amazing because I actually have gotten to be on the panel with a couple of people that I've watched their content and gotten and to be able to meet them and be like, oh, okay, they actually really cool. So I appreciate you having me. And I think you've been doing your thing, and you always welcome to come hang out with me and my girls, because
I'm gonna have to go. I'm finna go and pull up your channel now, because I can look. I'd be like, I wish I watched Inkling in this. You guys, this is what EJ's channel looks like, just in case you guys want to check it out. I'm going to go ahead and drop her link in the chat once again. But I see all the Queen's Men here, the Shy. I ain't never seen none of this. I have to watch this, but EJ, I'm gonna go ahead and just give you a moment to tell the people a little bit about what you do over there, and then we're gonna jump into Ike and Tina Turner review.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so this is my channel, EJ the TV Junkie. I review a variety of things, hence the TV Junkie, because I do love to watch a lot of different shows. Some of my top shows are going to be The Family Business. I love that show. I pour my heart into that show. All the Queen's Men, that's another one that I pour my heart into. You'll see like a ton of videos. So if you rock with any of those shows, definitely check out my channel. But I also do a lot of mainstream stuff like Power Universe, The Shy, P-Valley. And I also like to do movie reviews, and I do a lot of collabs with a lot of different people. So definitely come and check me out.
Absolutely. Like, I'm gonna watch some of this one because all of this, like, I think a lot of this is on BET, right?
Yeah, so I do a lot of BET Plus shows. That was another thing that I learned. Lean into some stuff that maybe other people don't necessarily do. Find that one show that maybe everybody's not doing. So that's another tip for anybody else out there.
Absolutely. I'm about to lean into the winning time with the Lakers and whatnot, because I hear a lot of people talking about that. But definitely that. I think that's what made me drift over into the throwback content. It's motivation from the subs, absolutely, because they brought up the idea in the first place. Because I was like, what? No, why would I want to do that? And I was like, oh, I like this. I think this is great. So that's been awesome. Last question, EJ. Okay. What is the first, statement that comes to mind when you see this title here? The first line that comes to your mind.
When I see the first line that comes after seeing the movie is not a damn thing. That's the first line. But as far as from the movie, I always go to Eat the Cake anime. That's my first line every time. I don't know why.
Every single time? I think mine's is like find your ass. Because I'll tell niggas, I'm not saying a nigga in a minute, because I'm trying to be PG on these platforms. They be hitting me up for anything. I'll tell a lovely person, I'll find your ass in a minute. I will tell somebody that in an absolute minute. But I would just love to know, like, how do you feel about Tina Turner in general and just her legacy with her no longer being with us anymore?
Yeah, I mean, definitely first and foremost, Tina Turner is an icon. I mean, she transcended time, to be honest. This is definitely something that I heard when I was much younger, but then as I grew up as well, I mean, I still was like, okay, this is still really good, because I'm definitely a throwback person when it comes to music. I love a lot of older things. And to be fair, I think I got stuck in the 90s, unfortunately, because my playlist is kind of just stuck there. But no, I think that Tina Turner, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I thought her story was amazing. I think it's a tale for people, something to really pay attention to. I think that it shows the strength of a woman to be able to walk away from what she walked away from, to be able to go through the things that she went to, and then to still come out on top. So yeah, I definitely like Tina. I love Tina, as a matter of fact. She's the GOAT.
Everything. I absolutely hated even the fact that, because I don't know how old you are, but I wasn't, I'm not of Tina Turner, Ike and Tina Turner's time. So my first introduction to her ever was this movie. And I was like, oh my God, I just associated her with, though, it's some bops. We love a good bop. The whole movie is filled with bops. But I just, my first introduction to her was just like, oh, she's a victim. Like, oh, I feel so sorry for her. And I'm just so, happy that she got away. So it took me a little minute to get away from that. And, as you grow older, your musical interest grows. And I was like, she the shit. she's like, oh my God, she is like amazing. I didn't think a whole lot of emphasis is put on enough of like her caliber of entertainment and what she was able to do on a stage, not only with her voice and her not sounding like nobody else, but just her body, like the dance. That I was like, oh, this is James Brown.
Mhm.
anytime hear her spoken of or whatever, it's not. I hear her spoken on sometimes, especially when it comes to Beyonce, because they love to give like the comparison, especially like when Beyonce was popping out. It's like, oh, this is the
Mhm.
new situation. But just the caliber of performer that she is, I don't feel like that's ever spoken on enough, or just what she was able to do. Like, I never knew. We just watching this movie because we only go so far, like how much she transcended, and her like pretty much like this is a black female rock star in the 80s.
Exactly.
I didn't know
Exactly.
that.
That
I
was the biggest thing right there, is that she truly was able to cross some lines too as well,
Mhm.
being the time that she was in, and then being able to, get on a track with Phil Spectra and things like that. I mean, like nobody was doing that, but Tina was in this, she was in this, I don't want to call it a weird space, but she was definitely on this line of you don't really know exactly what type of music it is, but you just know that it's great. But it spoke to more than just one audience, more than just us. So
Yeah, just for her to be from that era and to perform the type of music that she was doing, because everybody, clearly expected her to stick to them old blues, Ike Turner bops from the beginning. So for her to
mhm,
just be able to cross over, like she's just, it's like she like the blueprint. And I think, we need to put a little bit more, stank on that shit when we talk
amen.
about her. And what
Okay.
she, contributed to the industry, as like, this is a whole black woman here. Like, I just felt like she was so amazing, and I'm hoping in the future that we get into her just a whole lot more than we do, because I just hated for so long myself personally that I associated her just too much with this movie when she was like so much more than that. And I just hope she gets her day in the sun. Of course, she has. I think everybody at this point has seen her Tina documentary, which was amazing, and a whole lot of other things, but give her some flowers. Like, she needs some more. I wish they would
Exactly.
have gave her a few more while she was, still here, for her being so iconic.
Exactly.
But child, getting into this movie, like, I didn't know. I hadn't watched this movie in a very long time, and I didn't love it as much watching it recently as I did in the past. I don't I
Yeah.
don't I don't know why. Like, it just being older, I felt like I recognized how much of her story that they leaned into her just solely being a victim and not so much the other side. And
Mhm.
I was like, well, damn, when we gonna get past the whoop ass? I'm like, oh, it's whoop ass in songs.
Mhm.
It's just a whole lot of that. How do you feel that this movie has aged, for you now up until this point?
Yeah, so this actually used to be a favorite movie of mine. Like when I looked at it, I looked at it, and I too like leaned into the whole victim part of it. Like, okay, and it just felt like really normal at some point when you looked at it. I was like, okay, this is the way the story goes. But then when I looked at it today actually, and I hadn't looked at it in forever, and I
Mhm.
was like, man,
Damn.
like they really don't talk about anything else in this but this particular part. And then I saw that it was based off of her autobiography, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now I need to go and actually read this because I need to see if that's all that was in the book. Like I was interested in more of the story because I didn't read the book. So I was like, okay, because I'm really big on that now. Like if it's a book, I want to read the book because I want to know what else, what the rest of the story was. But no, you're absolutely right. They leaned a
Mhm.
lot into this. So it's definitely different. So I would say that for me, it hasn't aged as well. And that's just because it feels incomplete now. And I don't know if that's because she's
Yeah.
gone and you feel like they could have done better. Like
Mhm.
instead of just showing us, that's because it feels like that's all we did. We didn't really learn a whole lot
Yeah.
besides that, she got away from this abusive relationship and
Mhm.
that was it. So
Yeah, this is another one. I think my other one is Why Do Fools Fall in Love and Frankie Lyman and whatnot. Go check out that video if y'all haven't. It's another one where I just really felt like they just kind of scratched the surface with their story. I think they wanted so much for us to sympathize with her that we left out, all the other stuff. This is definitely not, all that's in the book. But I just I was trying to get into what they put here versus what they decided to, subtract from, what they decided to embellish on, like the eat the cake anime scene. Those
mhm.
things that didn't happen. That thing that didn't happen. If it did, happen, it was in a roundabout way and not just, that manner. Like, nobody shoved cake in her face.
That's
That
crazy.
didn't happen. Like, and nobody's trying to take away from her being abused, because that's very, evident. Their relationship was toxic as hell. It was horrible the way,
Yeah.
he treated her. But it's like, just with who she is and what she later went on to become, I feel like there is so much story left that it's just, a free for all to tell. If well, now we can't do that, because if somebody rolled up, child, and said they was doing it again, they would get cussed out.
Okay.
They would get cussed out. I would love, just like, what is that? Where they do like the little mini series, like the New Edition type situation.
Yes, that would be dope. Now that would be great. I would be here for that.
That I think, that would be a good situation, and for us to like start off with, because if this is, your first introduction to her, when she, initially meets Ike, it says a whole lot, the difference in us, being left. Because of course, getting into this, she clearly from a child, dealt with, different abuse and just abandonment issues from her relationship with her, her mother and father.
Yeah.
But when you like start here and you get into the transition from, I'm gonna let it shine, and we get, and when we finally meet Ike, it just seems like we met Ike and that was it. She's she's still a little girl. She's 16, 17 years old, but
Yeah.
let me pause on this mama here, child, because Jennifer Lewis, girl, you sent me. She it's a difference in us meeting this type of anime versus us meeting an anime who's 16 and already has her own baby. Like, those things, I feel like they felt like, oh, that would subtract from her story, and maybe us draw attention away from her being a victim, or we need to see and know those things. It talks the type of character that she was, or the desire she would need to maybe deal with somebody like Ike, or whatever that is, or even just getting into that gray area of their relationship, because you kind of see him just kind of gravitate towards her, and we're instantly on stage and we're performing, and then we get what we get. They didn't even like each other at first. Like, I want to see that.
Exactly. And I think it would have been a different story if they had just really dived into that. Because, I mean, in theory, if you only saw this movie and you had no clue who Tina Turner was, or her story, or her music, like, anything, somebody just turned this movie on. Like, honestly, a lot of the things that we're talking about right now, like Eat the Cake anime and all these other, infamous lines, that's all people will remember about this movie. Because when you hear that, you instantly think about this movie. But in my opinion, the movie, you should think about Tina. You shouldn't think about these things that didn't actually really even happen.
Hey, Nita. Let's see. Jennifer Lewis, everyone's favorite mom. Oh, yeah, we got Loretta Devine too. Yeah, Jennifer Lewis. I love the fact that I saw. I hope y'all go and revisit that review. I didn't know that Jennifer Lewis actually auditioned to be Tina Turner, and they ended up giving her the role of the mom. I was like, oh,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, because her and Angela, they're like a year apart, or not even that much, and it's like, well, I guess I'll be the mama. Like, we the same age, but I'll be the mama. Let's see. Originally, it was supposed to be a miniseries. They played that victim part for the Oscar bait. To be honest, I feel the documentary shed light on how bad they did the movie, and Tina never liked it because of it. Yes, Pretty Boy Will. I spoke on that in the review. Tina never liked this movie. I thought, just with how great Angela Bassett did in this role, and we gonna get into her, child, I just knew that Tina Turner was there, like every step of, like, God, like, girl, do your shoulders. Like, I thought she was there. I thought she was there all the time to tell her how to flip the hair and move her mouth. Like, she was barely like on the set, but it's just crazy that they could take the story and embellish it, and kind of I think somebody put in my comments that it was this movie was distributed by Disney, and they're like, they turned Ike into like a Disney villain, a comical Disney villain. Because I was trying to like get into, I was like, oh my God, I can't. You don't go into this type of movie to laugh.
Exactly.
You don't go into this type of film to laugh, but just how over the top they allowed Ike to be. Like, there are moments where he just looks like, I'm gonna go to this picture now. We can go get into Laurence now. Like, look at this. Does this not look like a devil?
Girl.
What is
Listen, every time you think of a devil, I think one of the first people you think of is Ike, and I think I look at because I remember seeing his documentary, or I don't know if he had anything to do with it, but it was a documentary on him, needless to say. And I was like, man, I don't think we really know the real story of Ike and Tina at all, because it's just like everything that you hear from the documentary, from the documentaries that you've seen, they just don't really, just really, even though the real Ike looked like he could be a son of a gun too, but they did let Lawrence, they let
They
him go with
let
this.
him go over the top. Like, I didn't know that. I'll be trying to get my notes together, child. He said that this was going to be worse. He said that first of all, I'm taking this role, not because he didn't want it. They offered it to him like multiple times, and he kept turning it down because it was like, I don't want this role. Like, this is disgusting. And he said, for me to take it, you guys have to adjust Ike. You guys have to write him, some type of backstory. So show, some sentiment of, hey, maybe we could see why Tina would want to be with this man, or, something. Like, he was like, I'm just here being abusive and I just can't do that. It was gonna be worse. And I was like, well, damn, how could it have been any worse? It's just really terrible. But just to know that he had like no help. Of course, Ike was not allowed anywhere near anything. He went and kind of like low-key sought out Ike himself to like have some type of introduction, just to speak to the man briefly, and then that was pretty much it, and he was just left to it. But it just goes to show like how great of an actor Laurence is, because if it was anybody else, I would be like, I can't see past you being Ike Turner. But I can see it because he's just that great. But how do you think he did with
I think he did an amazing job, to be honest. And you're right, definitely about him being a great actor and being able to distinguish him, because there are some actors, you look at them and the only thing you see is just this person. Like, you can't see past anything. I mean, I know it's totally different, but like Steve Urkel, for example, like I can't even remember I can't even remember his real name right now, but like, you can't see past anything but this one character. And with Laurence Fishburne, he does so well in all the roles that he plays. But I ain't gonna lie, in this particular thing, you would think that he was Ike. Like, literally, if you had not seen any pictures of Ike, you'd be like, you would associate Ike Turner with Laurence Fishburne every single time that you saw. He played the hell out of this role. Man. Like, real talk, I loved him. He did so good.
I didn't know that this role was the first and the only time that he was ever nominated for an Oscar.
I didn't know that either. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I was like, well, damn, this is the only time y'all showed up for Laurence? Like, and I hate that he had to, be that, because I love Laurence Fishburne as an actor. It's like, this is the only time that y'all acknowledge, how great I am as an actor. And of course, he didn't win, as well as we're going to get into Angela Chow, because we need to talk about all of that. But I just was, this. I'm not you laughing, EJ.
I'm sorry, the cake though. The cake is the cake.
It's just like with how he is, I'm just trying to even picture in my mind what he acts like, because it was talks of him saying like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to say that. That's too much. I need to adjust that. Okay, I can do that. Like, negotiations for what was too much.
What he would do.
What was it? What did it look like before?
Okay, like, what did they want you to say? Because I mean, he was there. I mean, because I think I watched this twice today. And when I was coming upstairs, I think it was on the part where he was going into the room, like when they were, had bought the house and they had got the kids. And that first time we saw him lay hands on her, like really, really lay hands on her, I was like, man, Ike, you was doing it.
Watching this, way before we supposed to be watching movies like this, I always feel like, we had that was the definitive moment where their relationship, you're a kid, you don't know any better. Like, that's when he fell apart. He hit her. Just like, no, he was abusive towards her, like verbally and mentally from the very beginning, not acknowledging, snatching her up out of the hospital and stuff, the instant, minute rice ass marriage, all that disregard for her health and her life, my favorite, you the sorriest motherfucker I ever seen. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my goodness. But it's I just really love to see that first draft of what they felt like they were going to do with this movie, and then Laurence Fishburne telling them, no, I'm not doing that. Because I was so uncomfortable watching this now with the the horrible grape scene. I did not want to see that shit.
Mm-mm.
I did not. I just hated the fact that, especially with, because I know before, because way back when we was, I think, I don't know up until what age I believe that when a movie said based on a true story, I just knew everything was factual.
Yep. Yep.
I just knew everything was
Absolutely.
factual. But just to know that not the corks, like not the snorting. I just knew that,
Okay.
like, oh, if this is, a part of her story, then damn right, put that in there. This is, still stuff that she had to endure and survived.
Yeah.
But this didn't happen.
That's crazy.
This did not happen. Now, of course, she has said, with their relationship, certain situations where, if I'm being abused and then you instantly, try to have sex with me, it felt, like a great situation. But the way
Yeah.
that it's depicted here, this shit did not happen. I was really like, I was really disgusted.
They tried it. I mean, but it's amazing how what, Hollywood, I guess you'll say, will do to push ratings and to make things for TV. But I feel like when you tell someone's story, you should tell their authentic story. I understand that things have to be embellished, things have to be added on because, you gotta have something to make people want to watch it. But when it goes so far off to make up a scene like that is such a pivotal part of this movie, because I mean this was a major thing that happened, and to
Yeah.
know that, to believe that this, that's how that went down. When people look at movies like this, they believe that it is the truth. Like, you can't tell somebody that is not the truth, and then when you look at a biography, you like, that's not how it happened. That's not what happened.
That's not what happened at all. Like, and just the fact that, she passed believing like this was like low key a stain on her career. She thought that this was going to be a gateway because nobody knew about any of the abuse between them. So Tina Turner assumed, hey, I'm just going to go and live my best life and start my solo career. But time and time again, I'm being asked questions about Ike Turner and why would you walk away from, this dynamic duo. And just like, no, I need to tell my story so nobody will ever ask me that again and I can be done with it. And then, of course, with this happening, it was like, oh, it exploded and it was everywhere. And then on top of that, you have people kind of pointing and, finding laughter, like laugh at my pain, like low key. It was that just seems like really sad to me. So I wish she could have, passed with knowing like, oh, maybe we got this mini TV series type situation and I'm actually proud of it. I love how I was depicted. But just to know that, especially with Angela doing a wonderful job, she didn't even like how she was depicted in the movie. Getting into Angela doing a wonderful job. Oh
Yes,
my
she did
God.
great.
Oh my
Amazing.
God. How do you feel about Angela Bassett in this role? And of course, this being the moment where she didn't win her Oscar.
Well, first and foremost, Angela Bassett is amazing. I love almost everything that she has played in. She's one of my favorite actresses. And I'm sorry, but she embodied the heck out of this. Like, if none of the stuff in this movie was real, you believed it was real. And this part that you're playing right now is one of my favorite parts. When that tear came down her eye, like, I'm crying because I'm like, like, dang, like, you feel the pain, like everything about this, it felt so heartfelt. It felt so real. It felt like she poured her heart, mind, and body into this. It felt like she really, really did what her research on it, and like she
Yeah.
really stepped into her body, and it just kind of took over. Like it was. She did. This was to me one of her best performances,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I was when I don't know what I was watching. I think she was doing an interview about the film and she was like, I can't sing. I really can't dance. I'm not I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I got the part. And it's just like you wouldn't know that from this role. Like just to,
Exactly.
get that choreography down, like her body's always been on point.
Oh yeah.
But just, like I think Tina, she had, she's known, just as much for her body and her legs as she is, her on stage persona and her voice. But just to have all of that down, and I was watching this, I was like, okay, you know what? If we gotta, do the honorary route to get my sis her Oscar, then that's what we gotta do.
Okay, because
I,
she
I
deserves
really,
it.
but I really don't like that, EJ. I
But she
really, I
deserves
really,
something.
I
She
really, I don't want her honored in that way. I just feel like that's such a cheap shot. It's just like, well, let's just, throw her a bone type situation when they give out those honorary Oscars. But looking at her filmography, because it's rare. I only go look at stuff, when I got a review or something coming up. I was like, damn, she really hasn't gotten, the opportunity of roles that, because we see her so much in, movies that we might love, but they don't get, they're not the type of movies to get Oscar consideration. Like, I was like, dang, like it was this in Malcolm X and that was it? Or of course, Black Panther, and there was nothing else, within there for it to go, she could have got it for that one. That was like, a top-notch role. A lot of the other stuff is, maybe romantic comedy type things, or our, Bernadine waiting to exhale type situations,
Okay.
like, what you're doing sitting there when you know you need some sun, Stella, all those good things.
Okay.
All that stuff is there, but it's like, dang, that's all y'all gave my sis. That's it. And I was like, this says a whole lot about, Hollywood and, Black actresses in Hollywood and the lack of opportunity. Because if you have, somebody who's like the caliber of Angela Bassett, I think you can see how things have changed, because you see somebody like maybe I don't know, like maybe Viola Davis. She's got, multiple times to show her range and what she can do.
Yeah.
Here, Angela has not gotten it. I was really
She
surprised
really
to see that. I didn't know.
You're right, wholeheartedly, 100%. And I believe she deserves an Oscar. Even though I try not to, I know that the Oscars is supposed to be the creme de la creme, the epitome, whatever. But and she deserves that. But I just feel like, I think we know. I think, like, as a community, as Black people, like, we know that Angela Bassett is top tier. That you would never get anybody else to play this role. I don't care. No, there is nobody that could play this role like she played this role. She was meant to play this role. Like, this was her role.
Absolutely. Like, I was shocked to see that they offered this hard to Whitney Houston. I was like, what?
Oh, hell no. I'm sorry. No.
Because Whitney was coming off of, The Bodyguard and maybe the success of that. And they're like, oh, but the only reason I believe she didn't do this is because she was pregnant. And I was like, we could be looking at with the subject matter here. I'm so glad that didn't happen. And I just can't see anybody else. Like, you can't take, Whitney's iconic herself. Like, how are you going to first of all, we need a real Whitney movie. Okay. Let's go there. We need a real Whitney movie. But just that, and all these other people that audition, and she just just happened to get it. I low key do not care at all about anybody's Oscar, but I know it means something to, maybe because that devastation when she didn't win, and that the little playback, she had on that beautiful purple, and it was just like, oh, I don't care, but I see she cares, and I want y'all to give it to her. I want y'all to give it to her. No, but I think it's and I think she knows her worth as far as acting. She's like, I know y'all might not know, but the audience that I know goes up for me, the people who come and see my movies and support me, they know. And, that's all that matters. But I will be, celebrating when she gets that honorary Oscar. But I wish that it wasn't that. And she was really getting something for oh, this was a phenomenal role. And just from this, I was like, damn, this is 1993 and y'all never offered her anything else to where it was like, damn, that was amazing. Like, oh my God, 1993.
That's a long time. Yeah, you're right.
This lady has been acting a long time. Let me see. Let's see. Akeelah and the Bee and Strange Days. I love Strange Days. I love me some Akeelah and the Bee and all that good stuff. But it's just it has to, meet a certain criteria, for the Oscars to feel like, oh, we can, things like this. This was clearly what we call now. They didn't have a term back then. This was an Oscar bait movie, which is why we lean so much into the abuse and not so much, her career or just her as a person.
Exactly.
Like, what does she like to do? What does she like to eat? Like, we didn't walk away from this movie really learning all that much about her. Besides, I think we learned more about Ike than anything.
I was going to say we learned more about Ike. It was almost like an Ike movie, not necessarily a dedication to Tina, which, like I said, is supposed to be based off of her book and her autobiography. Yet we did learn so much more about Ike. They leaned into him a whole lot. So I don't know. It's a missed opportunity, but we also got to think about the time frame that it was. I think if you fast forwarded to today and you redid this with the right directors, same actors, but with the right people behind it, I think we would definitely see something different. But
let's see. Yes, we need a real Whitney movie. Lord, that movie.
Yes,
that movie pissed me off.
They gotta stop with
Hello.
They gotta
Hey,
stop.
Candy. Hello. Let's see. Nah, not Whitney. I can't see it. Absolutely. I cannot see that at all.
I love Whitney, but I couldn't see that.
Oh yeah. That would have been, it's just she's even at that point, in her career, Whitney was like really iconic. I can't see her. The Bodyguard, her being Rachel and being Tina Turner is two different things. Like, no, absolutely not. late to the party, but dear God, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you so much, Candy. Let's see. Hey, EJ, hello, Struggle Reviews. What's poppin', TV junkies? Thank you so much for coming, showing some love. Let's see, maybe Waiting to Exhale should have gotten a supporting actress. I mean, in our mind, it most definitely like that was like
I could see that.
742. Like told me he was counting right after 51. Like we can quote all of that shit down, okay? That definitely get your shit and get out. Like, of course, it should have been. You gonna come after you have to argue with your husband and cut out. Oh, never mind. We this is about what's love got to do with it. It absolutely could have, but some of the things that are for your consideration, it's not the beloved things that we love so much. To see Angela looks great and was in shape for this role. Like I felt like this is where she really took form, and like this is the body she had throughout her career, like moving forward. Just tone. Let's see, Angela was robbed.
Yes, agree.
Let's see, I saw the Ike documentary too, not excusing anything he did, but he had a rough life. Yeah, I saw his documentary as well, and I spoke on some of the abuse and stuff he went through in his life, as far as, some of those things that Laurence wanted in there, just to, be like, we're not trying to make excuses for the man, but just to show that all of this is learned behavior, just, like, Tina sticking around, oh, you just gonna leave me like all the other motherfuckers I made famous. Like, no, I'm sticking around because I've been abandoned, my life, and I don't want that for anybody else. So yeah, we could have did something else. Let's see. Hope everyone is safe. We are getting a really bad storm in the DMV. Damn, what? Oh, Nita, are you okay? Oh man, the storms have been like really, really hitting. But like, if we ever got Tina Turner, and I wouldn't doubt it, because unfortunately, when somebody passes on, that's when a lot of people want to come out the woodworks and tell their story. If we were to get anybody's mini series, who would you see for that part?
Listen, I'm trying to think, because I was like, I know this is about to be the next question. Who would I say? Oh my God. I honestly, there is nobody that I could even picture in this. Like, and that's real talk. Like, I couldn't picture anybody else doing it. I don't know if I would give it a fair chance.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know. Tina, Angela, just honestly, for a while, y'all ain't even gonna lie. For a while, when I thought of Tina, I thought of Angela. Yeah. Like, I was like, it's like they were kind of synonymous with each other, and I was like, but I don't know. I just really couldn't see. Let me see. No, not her. No, because she played Whitney, and I don't know. She might do a good job. I was thinking Yaya, but I don't know though. That
would
probably
be
my
too much on the nose for me to like throw Keke Palmer in there.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Oh man, the only thing that will worry me with Keke, because she's all here for an Angela impression. Like, we don't want Angela, we want Keke. We want you to do that, but just somebody who is a little bit a bit younger and could grow, because a lot of the times they'll try to have, just like here, child, when they had anime pull up, like, oh, she's 16, we just gonna give her a ponytail, and so she's like, where? But just somebody who has a younger vibe and a younger face, who can transition from maybe looking like a young anime and then moving all the way up to an adult. And even if we could do, like, I even hated the fact, it's like when we get the little the intro in the church and she goes and sees that her mother left her with her grandmother, it's so brief. It's so brief. It is so brief. But moments like that are really important for us to identify with her as she, why she would stay. Because when I tell you, like, scenes like this, I was yelling, "Girl, just leave! Girl, just leave!"
Okay.
Girl, we don't need no damn doctor. What elevator at? Like, just leave, girl.
Okay.
Please. Like,
I just wanted her. I was like, whoop his ass. Get him.
Even there, like, I can remember watching this way back when and like seeing this scene in the elevator and not the elevator, the limo, and I would be like, oh my god, yes, whoop his ass. Like, she finally fighting back. Here, I was like, girl, please. I was so tired because even though, she's fighting back at that moment, it's not, like a case of, I'm giving just as good as I'm getting. Like, he still like hurt her way more than, he, like, it was like just this, like, them blood punches to the face. I didn't want to see that anymore.
Yeah, it was exhausting to watch it now, because it's like you said, then you were like, yeah, like you were happy that she was fighting back, but now you're just like, girl, why you didn't leave a long time ago? Like you're asking yourself all of these questions, like, girl, you were the Ike and Tina. Like, you were there was really no Ike without Tina. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why didn't you just leave? Like, that's what you're thinking in your head. Just go. Like, it's enough. Like, we don't seen this enough. Just leave.
No. By the time we got to, those scenarios, it just kept reminding me, because they don't do it anymore. I don't know if they do because I don't watch it anymore, but you remember those old throwback, like, Lifetime movies where every single movie, it was like a better domestic violence situation. Like, I was like, this is that mixed with some songs. Okay. This is that mixed with some songs versus us maybe getting into, her being young, her being left with a baby, having a son. Maybe because at the end of the day, she wanted a chance to perform. She wanted to sing. She wanted to get on stage. And it was just like, hey, I don't see Ike as, anybody's prize. In fact, I'm not even with him. I'm with the saxophonist. I'm just trying to sing. And like, maybe, getting into, her staying because this was, my start. I'm trying to get my foot in the door. Like, give me something. Exactly. Give me something, because here it's just like, I'm just so smitten with Ike and his Rocket 88. I'm just living my best life, and I just want to be with, like, what? Yeah. I just really couldn't. I wanted a little bit more than that. Let's see, Vanessa L. Williams as Tina. What?
I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Well, no, I think she auditioned. She auditioned for the role in this movie. I think that's what.
Oh my goodness.
She auditioned. Halle Berry, Robin Givens. A lot of people auditioned for this role.
Yeah, I'm XXX on all of them names. Nope.
Yaya looked like Whitney. Yeah, if we could just get another Whitney, all respect to Naomi Aki, but I just want something else.
Yeah. I mean, I would do Yaya for Whitney, just in a better, like, just with the better stuff, like better.
What I tell you by coming through here trolling with your little trolling comments? Don't you come in here and tell me no, just hilarious as Tina Turner. Don't even do that. I'm Kiki Palmer. Yes, absolutely. I feel like I feel like it would go. I really do. Let's see. Kyla Pratt as Tina Turner. Absolutely not. Angela is such a great actress. She embodied Tina. Absolutely. She did great. I felt like I just knew that Tina was there every step of the way. And it was just like, no, this is just her brief interactions with Tina Turner and her, clearly, doing her homework on her, but she bodied this role like nobody else could.
Exactly. That's why I said it would be so hard. I don't know if I would look at it, I'm gonna look at it, but at the same time, I don't know if I would look at it with the right intention. I might look at it with the intention of, she did it way better. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'd go into it wholeheartedly.
I feel you, because I did the same thing with the Selena show. I was like, what is this? This is not Selena. I don't like this. I like the movie with J-Lo. But
really? I'm like, oh girl, so much better. That's so crazy. But it took me like a few episodes in. I was like, I don't know why I like her better. But girl, I don't know.
I think is what I wanted her to be more. I wanted to see her. I kept feeling like, because she's made it very clear how much she loved J-Lo and revered the movie, I felt like she was kind of doing her interpretation at times of like J-Lo as Selena and just, just being Selena.
Yeah.
But I would watch, like, whoever did the New Edition story, the Barbie Brown story, do this. Do one
Yes.
of these, give us, a good 3-part, 4-part series type situation. I don't think we've had one of those in a minute. When we collectively kick back, like, oh Lord, I think that was like legitimately the last time I even checked for BET when they was popping out, those
Yeah.
Bobby Brown and New Edition stories. But if they could do that, I would hate for anybody to try to put something out now that she's gone. But I'm just like, she has so much story left to tell. And a lot of us, nobody's taking out the time to do any homework, any history, or reading the books. They're going to see this movie, and still to this day, a lot of people feel like this was just her life and that was all that it was. And it's so much more than that. But
No,
EJ,
right.
I am absolutely not going to keep you any longer. Like, thank you so much for being here today.
I love being here. It's such a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you another moment to tell people. Let me put your link down here, where to come and find you and all that good stuff. If you guys have any more questions or anything to add to the, Kiki Palmers and whatnot, I'm Kiki Palmer. Whatever y'all want to put in there, do that now before we get out of here. But I'm going to let EJ let you guys know where to find her, and y'all need to go on over there and check out her content.
Listen, because I'm a mother, okay? I love Kiki. But yeah, so you guys can find me at Just Call Me EJ. If you type that into YouTube, you'll find me, or EJ the TV Junkie. I go by both of them on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, Threads, whatever you want to call them. I go by all the same thing, which is EJ the TV Junkie. So definitely come and check me out. Like I said, I do a variety of things, but I do a lot of popular shows as well. But I do kind of lean into a lot of BET stuff, Tyler Perry stuff, but I also do Power and movies and things like that. And if you want a good time and you want authenticity, just me being myself, because that's all you're going to get from me. You're going to get your homegirl, your girl, your boy, all that type of stuff. That's what you're going to hear from me. I'm going to talk to you like we've been friends forever, because that's who I am. So definitely come and check me out, EJ the TV Junkie.
Absolutely. Get your ass over there. Y'all, I don't be nice to y'all no more, because y'all be trying it in these little chats, when people try to introduce y'all, because I'll be so surprised. I'll be watching somebody like you or another, like, I've never heard of that person. I've never seen their channel. I'm like, what? How do I think because we all kind of do the same thing. I feel like YouTube, the algorithm shows us certain types of content and creators before they show them to anybody else. Go support. But you guys, as far as I'm concerned, remember, please go and check out not only What's Love Got to Do with It, but yesterday I dropped my review for A Soldier Story. Go support that. Go run that up. The day of the Geechee is over. Get your asses over there and run that up. Like I love talking about that one. So be on the lookout for those, as well as what's coming. I will be discussing the House, the Horrors of Dolores. That is coming out soon. And also The Mac. I get to be a prostitute and a pimp. Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is absolutely gonna be fun. So be sure to be on the lookout for those two things, especially The Mac. Like I just feel like I just need a pimp hat and a pimp moment just for the intro for that one. So I'm excited to do that.
Strong pimp hand. That's what you got at.
All the time. Like, I'm gonna be extra in the intro. The Mac needs the intro. But I definitely will look forward to, reading you guys' comments. Be sure to drop down. Be sure to go on over there to EJ's channel and support her if you like what she had to say and the type of content that she does. But we will definitely see you guys again if EJ doesn't mind, one of these good old days coming back on the channel.
Absolutely, of course.
But EJ, don't leave, girl. I'm going to talk to you like 2 minutes backstage and let you go. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we will definitely see you next time. Goodbye.